Swing and a miss. On that one, and Cates is trying to get a much-needed out. Well, we welcome those of you who have wondered if your computers or your phone volume were broken. They were not. Had some really good stuff that you missed in the top of the first inning and the bottom of the first inning, but regardless, you've been able to see, but you hadn't been able to hear. But now you can, and so we will kind of bring you back up to speed, but got a little bit to do right now. As the Tigers have the bases loaded here. One ball, one strike, two outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Northwestern Oklahoma State came out aggressively in the top of the first inning, got one run across. Kaiser Smith got out of that one. Cates trying to do the same. This is starting pitcher Will Cates. 6-2 on the year, 2.41 ERA. That might get down for a hit. Austin Gathrite's going to find it with a Texas leaguer, and that's going to drive home too. Kendall Cassidy scores. The second Tiger, Garrett Graham, comes across the dish for the second RBI, and that was a nicely placed 2 RBI, 2-out hit from Austin Gathright. And the Tigers take a 3-1 lead. The lefty got just enough to find the Bermuda Triangle down the left field line, and Ouachita leads 3-1 here in the bottom of the first inning. Now to the plate, Joseph Bolin. Again, sorry about the audio issues. Glad you're with us now. The Tigers and the Rangers getting offensive, I didn't say anything offensive, I don't think, but it wouldn't have mattered because nobody heard me anyway in the first inning and top half of the inning and 2/3 of the bottom. Tigers lead 3-1. Joseph Bolin with a runner on first and second trying to add to that. Ouachita did have a double steal. That foul ball is out of play. Northwestern Oklahoma State came out aggressively in the top of the first. First two batters swung at the first pitch they saw. Ouachita came out aggressive as well, swinging and on the bases. Had a stolen base from Wesley Scott, a double steal on the next batter. Now they're trying to add to it. Cates trying to get out of it. 1-2 pitch, a fly ball into center field, and that's going to push center fielder for Northwestern Oklahoma State back. That's Trevor Sayre. He makes the catch, and the side is retired, but not before the Tigers put 3 on the board. So 3 runs on 2 hits, 1 Northwestern Oklahoma State error. And since you didn't hear any of the lineup or anything like that, we'll keep it here as we head to the top of the first inning. Ouachita won game 1 yesterday, 4-3. It was a squeeze bunt that ended up scoring 2 runs, had the bases loaded, running on the pitch, and Wesley Scott kept running from second, scored 2 runs on that sacrifice bunt that got Ouachita a 4-1 lead, and they needed every bit of that as they won 4-3 yesterday in game 1. That moved Ouachita to 16-12 in the conference. Northwestern Oklahoma State fell to 14-14, and there are only 5 more games left in Great American Conference play. The top 8 teams will advance to the Great American Conference Tournament. 2 14 pods in Enid, Oklahoma. The winner of those pods will meet the next weekend for a best-of-3 series to determine the Great American Conference Championship. We'll take a look again at the starting lineup for Northwestern Oklahoma State. Northwestern Oklahoma State will put 7, 8, 9 to the batting to the plate here in the top of the second. Dylan Bradford, Carson Wright, Connor Green. The top 3, Chad Green, Chase Gordon, Hayden Barcelo. 7, 8, 9 is Colby Grace, Harley Schaefer, and Trevor Sayre. Facing Kaiser Smith, The Ouachita sophomore getting the start. His Tigers gave him a 3-1 lead with 3 runs on 2 hits in the bottom of the first. Fastball from Smith is inside. Evens it up with a called strike there. The 1-1 pitch is a fly ball into left field. That keeps drifting in the air. Looks like there will be room, and the catch is made in the left field by Austin Gathright. Just got up in the air, and the wind, if that had been blowing a northerly wind instead of southerly, that might have been a solo home run, but Gathright drifted and caught it in the corner before he got to the warning track for the first out of the inning. So Harley Schaefer to the plate, another left-handed batter in this lineup. 2 lefties in the Northwestern lineup, both in the bottom half of the order. Harley Schaefer is one of those. A junior from Beggs, Oklahoma. Fly ball into center field, almost right to the spot where Isaac Now was standing. Now he has to drift up a couple of steps, makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So
center fielder Trevor
2 fly ball outs. If you get it up in the air today, it most likely is going to kill it and fall into one of those outfielder's gloves. If it's a home run today, Smith, that fastball goes inside. Trevor Sayre from Peoria, Arizona. If you get a home run today, it's because you cranked one a line drive or the wind shifted or you caught a dead spot in the wind, because looks like there is a front blowing through that we'll get here on Sunday as that fastball goes high and inside. Sayre, it's the second time it's in. He's like, what did I do? Gavin Jacobs will go out and try to calm Kaiser Smith down. Sayre batting .241 on the season. 14 hits, 5 of those doubles. Does have 2 RBIs. That pop-up is in the foul territory down the third base line and out of play. Almost caught the newest addition to the baseball program, the Gator, from the family of Cade Burris, former Tiger. Nice addition to the program. Coach Howard and crew thank the Burrises for that. 2-1 pitch is a foul ball back to the net, and now Kaiser Smith has got it even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Smith trying to wrap up the top of the second inning. 9-hole hitter Trevor Sayre. The 2-2 pitch fouled over the Northwestern Oklahoma State dugout. The 2-2 high fly ball into center field. The wind is going to help Kaiser Smith, and Isaac Now will try to do the same. He's going to end up having to come up a long way to make that catch, and he does. It's his second put out of the inning by Isaac Now, the 3rd fly ball out, and the Rangers go 1-2-3 in the second. So no runs, no hits, no errors in the second. Tigers go to the bottom of the second, still leading 3-1 on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
Owned by OBU alumni, Java Primo is the official coffee house of Ouachita Tiger football. At Java Primo, amazing coffee is just the beginning. Try our great options at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and don't forget about our amazing desserts. Also, shop Java Primo's gift selection 24/7 online at javaprimo.com.
Go Tigers! Go Tigers!
I'm Rex Horn, the Interim Executive Director of the Arkansas Baptist State Convention, and today I'm joined by my friend Dylan, who's an attorney with the Arkansas Baptist Foundation, with an important word for you.
The foundation is here to help you support your Ouachita Tigers. If you'd like to create an estate plan that supports Ouachita and its mission, or learn about other giving opportunities, please contact us using the information below.
For the Tigers, it'll be 9-1-2 as we start the bottom of the second inning. Gavin Jacobs back up to the top. Isaac Nowell and Wesley Scott. The Tigers got 3 runs on 2 hits and 1 Northwestern Oklahoma State error in the first inning. Kaiser Smith retired the Rangers 1-2-3 in the second, so Ouachita will try to add to that lead here in the bottom of the second inning. Gavin Jacobs.
Gavin Jacobs.
Freshman catcher, redshirt freshman catcher from Bossier City, Louisiana. Went to Benton High School down just north of Bossier and Shreveport down Highway 3. Takes a fastball in there for a called strike 1 for the first pitch he sees from Will Cates. Ground ball to the shortstop, sits back. Backhand, the throw is high, but it helps when you have a tall first baseman in Connor Green, listed at 6'4". He was able to go upstairs, make the catch, and get back down on the bag.
Isaac Nowell.
Harley Schaefer contributes to the 6-3 putout. Go back to the top of the order to Isaac now. First pitch swinging last at bat, flew out. Takes the first pitch he sees from Cates this time. Is ahead in the count 1-0. One of only 3 regular starters on this year's team that were on the team last year or that played last year. Isaac now, Wesley Scott, Joseph Bolin. Pitching staff was weekend starters, and Oberly, House, and Smith were here. But position players, it's been a lot different in 2025 for head coach Luke Howard, assistant coaches Dave Brown and Bo Burson. A lot of different lineups, a lot of different tinkering. There have been some constants, and Nowell and Scott are 2 of those. Nice breaking ball from Cates. Mentioned Northwestern Oklahoma State, the team leader in batting average in the conference. On the opposite end of that is Ouachita. The 2-2 pitch to Nowell is a breaking ball that he holds off on. I think it's amazing and a testament to the weekend pitching and the defense. Oberly, Luke House, Kaiser Smith at Ouachita has the lowest team batting average in the conference and still sitting there in 5th, 6th place. The 3-2 pitch handcuffs him, gets in on the hands, and now fouls that one down the third base line. Breaking ball, same result, but that was a lot closer to being a double down the line, but that was foul by just about 8 inches. And Isaac now will retreat back to the box. Would like to thank the students of the Ouachita Sports Digital Network for sticking around this Easter weekend or getting a late start on it. Classes were in today at Ouachita, but most students are heading off campus this afternoon. The 3-2 pitch jams him. It's a fly ball, and that might get down, and it does. That's baseball, folks. You saw off a batter on the inside part of the plate, and the batter puts it exactly in the spot where none, either the center fielder, left fielder, or shortstop could catch it. And Isaac now reaches with a 1-out single to left center field. He'll take it. He's not going to give it back. Wesley Scott to the plate, batting from the left side against the right-handed pitcher. Does have some power. Center field playing pretty shallow. If right field is playing kind of shallow, and there's a lot of space between center and right, especially if he's able to hit a line drive, pull a line drive in that gap as shallow as they're playing. Could go if it stays low enough to get out of the jet stream. The wind has kind of died down a little bit, just for the time being. Don't expect that to last very long. Beautiful day here in Arkadelphia. 1-1 is the count to Scott. That one misses outside. Nice frame job attempt by Chase Gordon. Breaking ball misses upstairs for ball 3. That's a shot into the left center field gap. The lefty went with the pitch, sliced it into left center field, and that is back-to-back singles for the Tigers. Scott reached on an error in the first and ended up scoring. And he has a one-out single to left field, goes the other way with it. The Tigers have runners on first and second with one out for Kendall Cassidy. He was walked in the first inning. Takes the first pitch strike. Big swing and a miss. Comes up empty. That one caught the outside, over the outside half of the plate. Tried to get him fishing outside again, and Cassidy had a good eye and left it out there. Cassidy getting a start at first base today. Only the 13th start. Some of those have been on the mound. A throw back to second base. Isaac now gets back safely. Might have been able to see there in your shot the wind blowing the pullover of the umpire. The wind has picked up again. Lots of room on that left side if Cassidy wants to go the opposite way, just like Scott did. Can't go out that far, and the count is even at 2-2. Shortstop, hold on, he'll be back in his position, but there is a lot of room, and Kendall Cassidy got fooled on a breaking ball that caught the outside part of the plate for strike three. That's the second out of the inning. That was a nice pitch by Will Cates. Caught Cassidy looking.
Garrett Graham.
And there are two outs on the board for Garrett Graham. Breaking ball, nice. Breaking ball broke down in the zone for a called strike one. Graham batting .266 on the season. Runner in scoring position is now the 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss, but it got under the glove of the catcher, Gordon. And so both runners will advance. So now a base hit could double the lead. But on the other side of that, Cates is ahead in the count 0-2, and he has a couple of batters in a row where he's looked like he has good command of his stuff, and they've missed the curveball. The 0-2 pitch, fastball, check swing, foul down the first base line. So, big spot here. If Graham can find the outfield with a base hit, 2 runs would score. He fouls that one off. If Cates can get out of this mini jam and strand 2 runners in scoring position, momentum could swing to the Rangers in the first base side of the dugout. Nice take by Graham there. See Cates put the glove up to the helmet trying to get the, it looks like the pitch comm signal, I believe. I know Ouachita uses the wristbands. The 1-2 pitch right down the middle. A fastball caught Graham guessing, and the 2 straight backwards Ks get Cates out of the inning. So the Tigers get two hits, but no runs on those 2 hits. No Northwestern Oklahoma State errors. 2 runners left on base. We're through 2. Tigers lead 3-1. Back for the third after this timeout on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
Covers links for all of Ouachita sporting events.
That's a timeout on betting. It completely changed the game, and you didn't even notice. Let me break it down for you. Betting ads are applying full court pressure and getting you to play the game. Many of you are falling for it and losing big money. Addiction is happening in some more than others. Now players are getting harassed by bettors. And we all know that's not how the game is won. So it's on us to be good teammates and draw the line to stay ahead of betting consequences.
Visit the Ouachita campus store for all your Tiger apparel, merchandise, and gifts. If you need something to wear to show your Tiger pride, stop by the Ouachita campus store on the bottom floor of the Evans Student Center to grab a t-shirt, sweatshirt, polo, or more. If you can't stop by the store on campus, visit us online at bookstore.obu.edu. Make your purchase and we'll send it to you. Support the Tigers by checking out the Ouachita campus store. Go Tigers.
Kaiser Smith returns to the mound. Dylan Bradford, Carson Wright, Connor Green. Due up for the Rangers in the top of the third inning, game one of this Friday doubleheader. First one set for 9. Second one will be 7 innings. We're glad you're with us here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. Chris Babb here. Isaac Bourne was with you yesterday. Thank the students of OSDN that have stuck around a little bit. Gavin Wallace, Chloe Velleman, Madeline Colzer, Drake Womack, Priscilla Leverett. We've got some that will join us out of class. I believe Dante Gibson helping us out today. But regardless, we've got a good crew. Glad you're with us today as the crew starts to fill up. Kaiser Smith sees Bradford score around and bunt. Bradford was first pitch swinging in the first inning, led off with a single. Scored on the RBI from Connor Green. Smith's pitch misses, 4-1. The 1-0 pitch misses downstairs, 4-2. The 2-0 pitch, a high fly ball into center field. Isaac now has been busy in this first 2 1/3 innings, and he makes his third put out in a row.
Left fielder Carson Wright.
3 straight fly balls to Isaac Nowell. So Carson Wright to the plate, lined out to Reese McWilliams at second base for the first out of the first inning. Wright was 2 for 4 yesterday with 1 run scored, did strike out in 1 time. Nice breaking ball from Kaiser Smith for strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch, another nice breaking ball, broke over, started around the middle part of the plate, broke outside, and Wright just caught enough of it to foul it back to the backstop, and Kaiser Smith is ahead in the count 0-2. The 0-2 pitch misses upstairs. Northwestern Oklahoma State, team leader in batting average in the conference. The 1-2 pitch, breaking ball. Wright caught enough of that one to stay alive. Strikeout for Kaiser Smith as Wright swung over that breaking ball, caught just enough of it, but Gavin Jacobs hung on to it. So Wright is Kaiser Smith's first strikeout victim of the day. It's the second out of the inning. Connor Green to the plate, grounded out to second base in the first inning. Swinging bunt. Kaiser Smith comes off the mound, fires a strike across the diamond, and retires the side on the 1-3 putout. So the second straight 1-2-3 inning for Kaiser Smith. Tigers lead 3-1. Try to add to it again in the third when we come back on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
Make Print Mania in downtown Arkadelphia your place to get embroidery, screen printing, trophies, and more. Drop by their store on Main Street in downtown Arkadelphia or visit their website at printmaniatees.com to see how they can help your business or group. Need a shirt for an event? Let Print Mania take care of that. Need promotional materials for your business or organization? You can let Print Mania take care of that too. A family-run local business in Arkadelphia, Print Mania has been serving the public since 1992. Call Print Mania today, 870-246-3803.
I'm Sandra, this is Jorge, and we were adopted in 2019. I remember when they first came to us, Michael was already a teenager. The whole cliche of, they're so lucky to have you guys, and it's the other way around. They have changed our family for the better. They chose to love us. They didn't have to. They chose us. Family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
For the Rangers, 1 run on 2 hits with 1 error. For Ouachita, 3 runs, 4 hits on 1 error. We start the bottom of the 3rd inning for the Tigers. It will be the 5, 6, 7 hitters: Jackson Jester, Reese McWilliams, Austin Gathright.
Batting for the Tigers,
facing Will Cates.
Jackson Jester.
For his 4th inning of work, both starters still in. 16 innings of baseball scheduled to play today. Cates misses with his first. Jester walked and was stranded in the 1st inning. And Cates evens the count. Not a ton of velocity from Cates we've seen so far. The breaking ball can take some off of it. That fastball in at 81, so low to mid 80s on the fastball. Breaking ball is coming in low 70s. That last one was at 69. And Jester's ahead in the count, 2-1. That's outside for ball 3. And 3 walks for Cates. All of those came in the 1st inning. He did strand 2 runners in the 2nd. The 3-1 pitch. Jester with a big cut and fouls that one out of play. If you weren't with us yesterday or Tuesday, this part of the state, as we have a full count pitch from Cates. That's a ball 4, so it's a leadoff walk for Jackson Jester. 2 weeks ago, the southwest part of Arkansas, including Arkadelphia, had significant storms come through. Heavy winds tore down a good chunk of the outfield fence here at Rab Rogers Field, from center field over to right center field. As Reese McWilliams fouls that one into the net. That was repaired thanks to Hill and Cox Corporation in time for the Tigers to play a midweek here against UAM, and then this conference series. The 0-1 pitch, McWilliams squares that one, squares around a bunt, and he will have a sacrifice bunt. Not terribly happy with himself because that one came off really hard. Not a lot of trouble for first baseman Connor Green. So it does advance the runner to scoring position for Austin Gathright, who had a 2 RBI single in the 1st. Tuesday's game against UAM was the first of an 8-game homestand to end the regular season for Ouachita. As Gathright takes the breaking ball, comes in at 68. Cates thought that one might have caught the zone, but no such call from the home plate umpire. Jester gets his lead at 2nd. Gathright, that fly ball into center field. Center fielder tried to deke Jackson Jester maybe into getting him to run, but Trevor Sayre made the catch.
Now batting right fielder, Joseph Boland.
Second out of the inning. Joseph Boland flew out to center field to end the 1st inning. He bats with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position here in the 3rd. Good read by Jester at second base as that breaking ball caught the outside part of the glove of Gordon. Then it looked like it hit his foot. He thought it might have gone all the way to the backstop. It spun, popped up in the air and spun kind of funny. And Jester had a good read on it, so now he's at third base for Boland. Cates wants to get the sign again from the dugout. He does, and that breaking ball catches the bottom part of the zone for strike 1. A 12-6 breaking ball there. Cates covers his ear to get the sign. Here a little bit better. It's kind of windy. Joseph Boland checks his swing and Catches part of that one for a foul ball, so now Bolin will have to protect. Cates trying to strand another runner in scoring position. That would be the third of the game for the Tiger, third in the last 2 innings. Nice take by the junior. Two-two pitch, fouled out of play. Bolin stays alive. That's a shot. It's going to get through under the glove of a diving Harley Schaefer into left center field. It is an RBI single for Joseph Bolin as Jackson Jester scores easily.
The batting catcher, Gavin Jacobs.
(4-1) now the lead for Joseph Bolin. That is his 13th RBI of the season. And Gavin Jacobs to the plate. He's the 9-hole hitter in the Ouachita lineup. Isaac Nowell is on deck if Jacobs can reach. And this is low, and the count is even at 1-1. Beautiful Friday afternoon for 2 baseball games here in Arkadelphia. The 1-1 pitch. Jacobs looked like he was going to offer, held up, but that was a nice pitch by Cates. Came in at 76. So now Cates again, 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. Wind blowing to left field, and that is a foul ball out of play. Hear the wind pick up through the microphone. You can see the flag in right center field blowing, standing straight out and blowing from right field to left field. The 1-2 catches the outside part of the plate for strike 3, and the side is retired. That's the third backwards K for Cates in the game. Tigers do get 1 run on 1 hit. There are no errors, 1 runner left on base. After 3, Ouachita 4, Northwestern Oklahoma State 1. Back to Rab Rogers after this timeout.
On campuses nationwide, the NCAA is making transformative changes for student athletes. While they pursue their biggest dreams, we're launching new initiatives to help them. Life-changing education opportunities are just the start. The NCAA is providing enhanced mental health services. We're guaranteeing scholarships and tuition and expanding access to healthcare. Visit ncaa.org/change to learn more.
Whether you realize it or not, you see the work of Batson Signs all around Arkadelphia. When you see the Badger equipment trailer on the way to a Badger game, Batson Signs did that. When you're watching the Badgers, Tigers, or Reddies and see the signage that just really makes their facilities pop, Batson Signs did that too. You see the signage in downtown Arkadelphia, on the campuses of Ouachita and Henderson, or the sign in your neighbor's yard supporting a candidate or their favorite Badger? Yep, Batson Sign did that too. Longtime residents and supporters of all things Arkadelphia, call Mark, Jared, Chris, or Ryan at Batson Signs today to see what they can do for you.
We move to the 4th inning. Here from Rab Rogers Field, it'll be 4-5-6 for the Rangers. Chad Green, Chase Gordon, Hagen Barcelo against Kaiser Smith.
Chad Green.
Green singled to left field and was stranded in the 1st inning. He leads off here in the 4th. Nice breaking ball on the first pitch from Kaiser Smith for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch Misses high and inside, catches the
catcher,
left
Gordon.
arm of Chad Green, so he's reached for the second time today. Probably enjoyed how he reached the first time a little bit more than that one. Had a hit and got hit. Catcher Gordon steps up. First pitch was a ball. Second foul's out of play, so the count is even at 1-1. Nice breaking ball from Smith. Fouled that one out of play. So Luke Howard will creep into your screen there on the left and retrieve that foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the top of the 4th as Chad Green reached via the hit by pitch. Two-two to Gordon. Throw back to first. Full count now as Kaiser Smith missed the zone on 2 straight. Gordon walked and was stranded in the first, and now he walks in the second. So the first 2, walked in the 4th. So the first 2 in the 4th inning have reached.
Second baseman
Chad Green
Barcelo.
hit on an 0-1 pitch, and Chase Gordon walks for the second time today in as many plate appearances. Hagen Barcelo to the plate for the Rangers. Flew out to Isaac Nowell to end the first inning. Breaking ball misses upstairs for ball 1. Wesley Scott giving the defensive signs to Jacobs, signals them to the rest of the team. In at first base is Cassidy. And that fastball misses, and Coach Dave Brown's going to call time and go out and talk to Kaiser Smith. Slow walk out to the mound. Some action headed out to the bullpen. Looks like Tag Paco headed out with Luke Nahara, the catcher. Paco will hop the fence and start going to get loose. Coach Brown will try to calm down Kaiser Smith, try to see if Coach Brown will be hurried up by the home plate umpire. And he's ready to go. So, Smith trying to work out of mini jam early here in the 4th. Hit the first batter he saw, Chad Green, walked Chase Gordon. Now is behind in the count 2-0 to Hagen Barcelo. Fastball catches the top of the zone at 85 for a called strike 1. Nice block by Jacobs. Kaiser Smith at risk of one more ball of loading the bases. A couple of pitchers look like they're warming up in the Ouachita bullpen. Paco's the first to throw. A 3-1 pitch, fly ball into center field. It's going to stay playable It is a foul ball that is not caught by Joseph Boland as he went sliding into the bullpen fence. Would have been a sliding basket catch. Most likely would have had a runner at second tag, so third base coach for Northwestern asking, what could you make a call when that happens? So now full count. Big pitch by Kaiser Smith, a fly ball to Boland. Plays it. The runner will tag. They've got a chance to get him. Nice throw from Boland, but it was up the line to left field. It had the time it would have gotten there if it had been on target, but it was up the throw. Excuse me, it was up the line. And Gordon, Chad Green is able to tag and advance to third. So the first out is recorded on the fly ball to right field. Boland's throw was up the line towards left field. Big swing and a miss from Colby Grace. He flew out to left field for the first out of the second inning. He bats with runners at the corners and one out here in the fourth. Nice breaking ball, catches the inside part of the plate, and quickly Kaiser Smith is ahead in the count, 0-2. One out. Smith throws something low, draw a ground ball. Nice take that time by Grace. Count is 1-2 now. Grace, a senior from Milwaukee, Oregon. 1-2 swing and a miss, strike three. That's a big out number two for Kaiser Smith. So both pitchers, Will Cates for Northwestern and Kaiser Smith for Ouachita, have had to work out of jams and try to strand runners. Cates was successful early in the second inning. Kaiser Smith trying to do it here in the fourth. And Harley Schaefer turned on that one, but it was foul right off of contact. The count is 0-1. Kaiser Smith ready to go. Gavin Jacobs catches that one in the right-handed batter's box, hops up in case runner was too far off base, but no such luck. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss at a big breaking ball that came in at 68 from Smith. And now Kaiser's head in the count, 1-2. Harley Schaefer flew out to now for the second out of the second inning. The 1-2 pitch, two runners on, outside. They'll give Gordon second base without a throw. There's one pitch, could get it, but one pitch and a base hit would make this a 4-3 game. Breaking ball, and Schaefer, big cut and caught enough to foul it off. We'll do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the fourth. Smith trying to protect a 4-1 lead. Northwestern Oklahoma State trying to cut into it with one swing of the bat. The 2-2 pitch, that's going to do just that, as that's going to get down. It will score 1, not enough to score 2. It was a hard hit line drive, went the opposite way by Harley Schaefer.
Now batting center
nice piece of hitting. And Chad Green scores to make it 4-2. Chase Gordon at third. So now we're right back where we were with runners at the corners and 2 outs. Sayre to the plate, swing and a miss for strike 1. Nice breaking ball from Smith. Squares around a bunt. He does drop it down. Kaiser Smith hops off the mound and makes the throw across the diamond for the third out of the inning. I guess Sayre was trying to bunt for a base hit with 2 outs, but regardless, it didn't work. So it is the second 1-3 put out of the day, and that's the 3rd out of the inning. So Northwestern Oklahoma State strands 2 runners. They do get 1 across. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Tigers lead 4-2. Back after this timeout.
Mom was always very self-sufficient, but we started noticing things were off.
I was forgetting my responsibilities at work.
I told Mom we should visit a doctor.
Alzheimer's. It was hard to hear that.
Early detection gave us time to seek information and support as a family. I've never felt more connected with Mom.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
At Berry & Turnage, we specialize in bringing the law to your corner. We are dedicated to understanding what results you want and to helping you understand what actions we can take on your behalf. With over 30 years of experience and a proven track record of success, Berry & Turnage is here to lead you down a path to the results you need. We will work with you every step of the way to make sure that you understand the choices you are making and feel empowered to make them. Berry & Turnage. Serious injuries require serious attorneys.
Well, a good Friday afternoon to you wherever you may be. If you're not fortunate enough to be able to be out at the ballpark and you're stuck in your office watching and now listening too, we're glad you're with us. Had some audio issues in the most of the first inning, but glad that we know that people are watching and now listening. If you're trying to keep up with this at work, I guess it's kind of hard if you only have one screen, if you can't listen to it and work on the other screen. Regardless, bottom of the 4th inning. Tigers lead 4-2 to the top of the order. Isaac Nowell. Will Cates back on for his 4th inning of work. Isaac Nowell, swing and a miss at the first pitch he sees. 1 for 2 so far. Flew out to left field in the first. A single to left field in the 2nd inning. He'll lead off the 4th. For the Tigers with a 2-run lead. Fly ball into center field. Sayre drifts back. Catches it over his left shoulder for the first out of the inning. Center fielders have been busy today. Sayre has 3 putouts for Northwestern Oklahoma State. Isaac Nowell has 4 putouts. Talked about the wind. Well, I was going to say in the first inning, but you would not know that if you were watching. The wind is blowing, it's a northerly wind, so it's blowing in most of the day today. This time last year, Coach Howard would have been frustrated with that, with the power numbers that the Tigers had between this guy at the plate, Wesley Scott, in his freshman year. He had G. Allen, Mikey Quinones, Dustin Bermudez, some of the home run leaders. Not the same power this year for the Tigers, so they kind of like the northerly winds, especially when you're playing against teams that do hit a lot of home runs like Northwestern Oklahoma State, 52 on the season. Ouachita with 24 coming into today's game. So it's going to be base hits. It's a pitcher-friendly park today, and we've seen fly balls just kind of die. The wind now is blowing in from right field. Every once in a while, a good gust. You can see the sleeves of Cates and the pants there whipping in the wind. Not quite typical Oklahoma winds, but did hear one of the parents say that they bring this wind with them when they came from Northwestern Oklahoma. Talked to Cody Hooten, the coach at Henderson. They played Northwestern Oklahoma State last week and said it was the best weather they've ever had in Alva. So they were able to eat outside at a restaurant. The 2-2 pitch to Wesley Scott, a lazy ground ball, a 2-hopper that will be fielded by Connor Green and stepped on the bag. So 2 quick ones for Will Cates. We'll try to retire the Tigers 1-2-3 for the first time so far today. Kendall Cassidy there, the sophomore from Burleson. 13 hits in his 30-plus at-bats. 38 to be exact. Big swing, caught just enough of that to foul it down to the feet of the catcher Gordon. Garrett Graham stands on deck if Cassidy can reach. Nice breaking ball from Cates. It's a 12-6. It's not doesn't break across the plate. That breaks down, and it's caught some of the Ouachita batters looking today. The 1-2. Cassidy gets that one up in the air. We know what's going to happen. Trevor Sayre is going to wait for it to tail back to center field. Plays the wind and camps out under it and makes the catch for the third out of the inning. So the Tigers do go 1, 2, 3. We're done with 4. Ouachita 4, Northwestern Oklahoma State 2. Kaiser Smith back out for the 5th when we return on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
First night here, but Amy seems cool.
Leading down to the river. I am blind, but I need not see.
What do you think?
I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free, take me down to the river and walk.
2-3-1 for the Rangers, 4-5-1 for the Tigers as we go to the 5th inning of this game 1 of the doubleheader, scheduled for 9 innings. Tigers trying to win the series with a win in this game. Northwestern Oklahoma State trying to force a rubber match that will be played later this afternoon. First pitch swinging for Bradford as we go to the top of the order for the Rangers. Bradford Wright and Connor Green. Kaiser Smith's 0-1 pitch misses downstairs for ball 1. Bradford singled and scored in the first, flew out to Isaac Nowell in the third. Ground ball fouled down the first base line. Bradford's frustrated with himself. Bangs the cleats. Takes a big breath. Steps back in the box. The 1-2 from Smith. Fastball, ground ball. Wesley Scott plays the nice hop, and the throw is in time to retire Bradford on the 6-3 putout. That one took a little hop.
Left fielder Carson Wright.
On the front part of the infield dirt. Scott played it nicely. Nice throw over to Kendall Cassidy at first base. Carson Wright comes to the plate, 0 for 2 with a line out in the first, a strikeout in the third, and Kaiser Smith starts off with a strike. First pitch strike for Smith. He'll try to back it up again. Fastball catches the outside part of the plate. That one came in at 85. Kaiser Smith working quickly, ready to go. 14 seconds on the pitch clock when he shot that one, and that is a line drive off of the glove of Smith. Scott, in time? No, not in time. It would have been the 1-6-3 putout. Made it closer than I thought they were going to. But that is an infield single for Carson Wright as Kaiser Smith almost was able to snag that line drive, but it just didn't get enough of the glove. It did hold it up enough for Wesley Scott or Reese McWilliams to make a catch, and that is going to be extra bases that hugs the left field line. They're going to try to score the runner from third, and now they're going to hold up the runner. And Northwestern Oklahoma State head coach, who's also the third base coach, Ryan Bowen, is not very happy with his base runner. He was trying to wave the runner around. The ball got hung up in the corner in left field, hit some of that corrugated metal, and hit the wall and went back into the field of play. But regardless, with one out, the Rangers do have runners in scoring position after Connor Green's double. So now his brother Chad Green will come up with runners in scoring position. A base hit could tie this game depending on where it's put. One out on the board. The breaking ball misses outside for ball 2. So now Smith has to work out of another little jam. We mentioned there was action in the Ouachita bullpen the last inning. They're just mulling around now. The 2-0 pitch misses outside. That is a nice block by Gavin Jacobs. Runners at second and third, so nobody could advance. There's some activity in the Northwestern bullpen. Looks like one pitcher is starting the process of thinking about getting loose. Ouachita has Tag Payco throwing and a couple other pitchers loosening. Kaiser Smith in the hole, 3-0. That one is a fastball taken for a called strike 1. Could use a strikeout here, but it's going to be a walk. Needed to get that called strike 2 to be able to have a chance to get a strikeout. But now the double play is in order if he can throw a ground ball, but I don't know if he's going to have a chance. We'll see. Coach Luke Howard is going to go out and talk to Kaiser Smith. Looks like Ouachita will go to the reliever, Tag Payco. We won't take a break, but we do have a little package for you to learn a little bit more about the new relief pitcher for Ouachita, Tag Payco.
Welcome back to episode 2 of Around the Horn. My name is Weston Bailey. Here on this episode is Tag Payco, junior pitcher, one of my best buddies on the team, and we're going to get started. So Tag, right now we are officially at the halfway point of the season. Me and you, we talk every day about this kind of stuff, but just talk to me a little bit about where you think the team is at right now. Obviously our record doesn't look as good as it should, but I feel pretty good. So just talk to me about where you think the team's headed.
You know, we've got a young team, and we've had some growing pains. We really have had some big shoes to fill and some people to replace. And I think we're kind of getting to the point where we're comfortable with who we've got in there, and guys are getting their chance and kind of running with it. And so I think we're kind of set up really well for the back half of the season.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I think guys are finally starting to hit their strides. I think guys are starting to get comfortable on the pitcher's mound, both of us included. Talking about the pitcher's mound, talk to me a little bit about yourself personally. I mean, you're a big guy on our pitching staff. You're our closer, a lot of stress situations. So how do you feel about yourself personally and how things have been throughout this season so far?
I think it's been a good season overall. There's been some hiccups. There's been a couple outings that I'd like to have back, honestly. But overall, you know, the body of the work I'm happy with. I think there's some things I can clean up on this back half and just kind of hammer down on and be the guy I need to be. But I think I'm happy with the results so far, but not satisfied.
100%. And, you know, I have all the faith in the world in you, and I know everybody in our locker room does as well. So
appreciate that.
I wanted to ask you, you know, where do you think the aspiration to come to Ouachita came from? Like your upbringing, maybe family background, did that have anything to do with, you know, your decision to come to Ouachita?
Sure, yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, when I was looking for a place to play and to go to school, that there's so many factors I looked at, and Ouachita was just the best balance of everything. Academics, you know, beautiful place. The Christian focus is huge, and I love the baseball. Really connected well with the coaches, and everything just kind of came together, and it's turned out to be a great spot for me.
We've had a great time, and I know we have a bunch of these, and I know you have a bunch of these, but just spitballing, thinking of one thing. What's your favorite memory since being here at Ouachita, baseball related or non-baseball related?
Favorite memory? It's kind of like a cop-out answer, but all the time with the guys, and we've made so many memories and done so many things, and it's been a great time. It really has, and
yeah,
making memories each day has been huge.
I mean, we were just talking about this yesterday. You don't get these times back. So
good look from Weston Bailey and Tag Payco as Payco comes in with a ground ball up the middle, and that's going to get through. One run is going to score. They're going to hold up the runner at third, and so first pitch swinging for Chase Gordon is a single up the middle, and Wright scores.
Second baseman.
Make it 4-3. Connor Green is at third. Chad Green at second. So Tag Payco on the mound for Ouachita. You heard him mention, or Weston Bailey mentioned the closer role, but obviously not a closing situation here, or a save situation coming in the fifth inning. But as Coach Howard mentioned yesterday, Ouachita is in playoff mode, and you try to do what you need to do, and they're trying to hold the lead here. The 0-1 pitch is fouled out of play, and the count is 0-2. Comes in a pressure situation no matter what inning it is, with the bases loaded. And Ouachita clinging to a 4-3 lead. Payco, the 6'4", 200-pound junior from Rockwall, Texas. The 0-2 pitch to Sayre, swing and a miss. Excuse me, that's not Sayre, that's Barcelo. Swing and a miss for the second out of the inning. Gavin Jacobs did a nice job of blocking that one and stepping on the plate for the out. Now, big spot, Colby Grace. 0 for 2, flew out to left field in the second, struck out in the fourth. He bats now with 2 outs, bases loaded, tying run at third base here in the fifth inning. This 9-inning game. Game 1 set for 9, Game 2 set for 7. Payco, the big righty with the over-the-top delivery, steps off. They'll reset the pitch clock. First pitch taken for a called strike one. Colby Grace batting .338 on the season, 6 home runs, 9 doubles, 38 RBI. The 0-1 pitch, ground ball, foul down the third base line. The count is 0-2. Payco looking to get out of a jam, protect the lead for Kaiser Smith. The 0-2. Tag takes his time. Throws that one in the dirt. Gavin Jacobs blocks that one up. And the count is 1-2, trying to get Colby Grace swinging at one in the dirt. Payco came set and waited a long time till the pitch clock went down to 6. A little cat and mouse game between Payco and Grace. Grace calls time on that one. They call a ball on the batter. Wait. A ball on the batter? Yeah, they're going to go talk about that. The pitch clock is operated by one of the field umpires. I guess ball on the batter, yeah, because they called that one against. They called that against Ouachita. They're going to go over and talk to the Northwestern Oklahoma State coach, so this may be indicating that they are looking at not counting that as a ball. See Toby Milam, Brad Clark talking to Ryan Bowen, head coach of Northwestern Oklahoma State in his 8th season in Alva. So they are going to take the count back to 1-2. Yeah, so it is back to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now we're ready. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Paco trying to get out of a jam. 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, and Tag Paco comes in. Gives up a single on the first pitch, then comes back with 2 strikeouts to end the inning and keep the lead for the Tigers. So, go to the bottom of the 5th. Ouachita now leads only by 1. Try to add to that when we come back on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
If you want to win in every arena of college life, go D2. Make it yours.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Final score in Alva in Game 3 of the softball series between the Tigers and the Rangers. Ouachita 2, Northwestern 0.
You hear in the background the Game 3 of the softball series between Ouachita and Northwestern Oklahoma State in Alva. The Tiger softball teams wins 2-0. That means they win the series in Alva. Congratulations to head coach Jeff Jackson and the Tigers for getting a win before Easter weekend. Garrett Graham, first pitch swinging, fouls that one out of play. That'll make the long drive home from Alva a little bit nicer. Northwestern Oklahoma State trying to do the same thing here and have a nice long ride home, but they're going to have to win both games today to win this series, as Ouachita won yesterday 4-3. They lead right now 4-3. Lots of baseball left this afternoon at Rab Rogers Field. 1-1 the count to Graham. He pulls that one down the left field line, sends some of the fans down the left field line scurrying, but it did hit the brick wall and made its way into the bullpen. So 1-2 the count now to Garrett Graham. Base hit up the middle. That is the 6th hit of the day for Ouachita. Seen several of those base hits from either team go right up the middle.
Designated hitter Jackson Jester.
Jackson Jester comes to the plate. First pitch swinging, fouls that one out of play. Jester had an RBI in the first inning and was stranded. Walked and scored in the third inning. Had a productive day offensively for the Tigers. 0-1 pitch comes up empty. Jester, the freshman from Pottsboro, Texas. One of 3 freshmen in this lineup for Ouachita. Northwestern Oklahoma State with 6. The 0-2 pitch fouled out of play. Jester stays alive. Northwestern Oklahoma State, Carson Wright, Connor Green, Chad Green, Colby Grace, Harley Schaefer. That is not going to be right. The lineup has them listed all as freshmen. That is not the case. So it is not 6. Jester fouls that one out of play again. As you see the wind whipping and causing the uniforms on all these players to shake. You can see the 0-2 pitch is a fastball at 80 outside. The 1-2 pitch to Jester goes the other way with it. It's going to tail away. The wind's going to carry it, but Sayre did a nice job of understanding what that wind was going to do and outran the ball and made another catch for a center fielder today. Trevor Sayre for Northwestern and Isaac Now for Washita have been busy out in center field, left center field. One out on the board now in the bottom of the fifth. Reese McWilliams 0 for 2 on the day. One hit yesterday and gets his first one today. Takes that one as an elevated fastball, I believe, and McWilliams turned on it, hit it through the 5-6 hole on the left side, and so the first hit of the day for Reese McWilliams puts runners on first and second with one out. Austin Gathright to the plate, and that might be the day. Bowen came out in the first inning. We'll see if this is just a visit. The infield comes closer in. And they are going to go to the bullpen. Northwestern Oklahoma State gets 4 1/3 plus innings from Will Cates, and they go to the bullpen. We'll tell you about the relief pitcher when we come back after this timeout on the Washita Sports Digital Network presented by Taylor King Law.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
For years, we've said we'll be on your side, by your side.
We all stand by that promise.
And I'm proud to be a part of a team of attorneys who are prepared
to be on your side and by your side.
So if you've been injured,
we'll be on your side, by your side.
Elias Herrera, there you see, number 43, makes his way onto the mound for Northwestern Oklahoma State.
Pitching change for the Rangers.
Herrera is 2-1 on the season.
Herrera.
Herrera is a 5'11 junior from Panama City, Panama. The numbers on Herrera, 2-1 on the season. This is his 14th appearance, 5.34 ERA. Pitched 30 1/3 innings, even up 33 hits, 18 runs, all of those earned. Walked 10, struck out 24, so over a 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. 5 doubles, 1 triple, 4 home runs. Opponents are batting .280 off of the junior righty Elias Herrera. Herrera, first action of the weekend yesterday. Northwestern got 6 innings from Logan Sandoval, 2 from Dawson Toborg. They got just over 4 1/3 from Will Cates today, and they'll turn it over to another righty in Elias Herrera. He'll face Austin Gathright and Joseph Bolin, the 7-8, and Gavin Jacobs in the 9 hole if it gets that far, but there is 1 out on the board. Runners at first and second. Gathright had 2 RBI single in the first inning, flew out to center field in the third. He bats with 2 runners on and 1 out. They're playing him in on the corners. He does square around a bunt, pulls back for ball 1. First and third will play in as well, again expecting a bunt. Shortstop will hold on. Gathright does score around, pulls back and takes strike 1. the square. He pulls back this time. The count is 2-1. Two and one, the count to Gathright. A little cat and mouse game here between the two teams. Gathright does not square. The catcher thought that one was good enough to be called a strike, but the umpire indicates that it was inside. The count is 3-1. Still in on the corners. The 3-1 pitch misses for ball 4. And the bases are loaded. So Joseph Bolin comes to the plate. Bolin had an RBI single, his last at bat in the third.
Joseph Bolin.
It would be A-OK for Tiger fans if Bolin was able to replicate his last at bat with another base hit to left field. That one catches the top part of the zone. On a breaking ball at 78 from Herrera. The 0-1 misses just barely, though, for ball 1. So now Tigers trying to get back the one in the bottom of the 5th that Northwestern Oklahoma State got in the top. They do play in on the corners, double play depth up the middle, medium to shallow to medium depth in the outfield, and Bolin fouls that one out of play for strike 2. Herrera had 10 walks coming into this appearance in 30 and a third innings and 24 strikeouts. He did walk the first batter he faced. You see Bolin there stepping in. The junior trying to add another RBI or 2 to the total. Nice job behind the dish by Gordon, coming out of his crouch and backhanding that one, keeping it from getting away. If that had glanced off of the glove of Gordon and shot down towards the dugout, Ouachita could have gotten a run without a base hit. 2-2. Bolin gets under the glove of the third baseman. It's a nice play by the shortstop, Harley Schaefer, but it was in a perfect position. And Joseph Bolin has another RBI on an infield hit. The infield was playing in. The third baseman, Colby Grace, made a diving attempt at it. Harley Schaefer, fantastic play to backhand and make an accurate throw over. It was just about a step too late, and Bolin reaches on an infield hit. Second RBI of the day. And now Gavin Jacobs, the 9-hole hitter, will try to add to the Ouachita lead. Situations like this, you just feel like you have to get greedy or it could come back to bite you. The 1-0 pitch is outside for ball 2, and there's no place for Herrera to put Jacobs without putting another run on the board for the Tigers. Isaac Nowell on deck, the leadoff batter. The 2-0 pitch to Jacobs. Outside, ball 3. Here's another pitcher warming up, and now we do have the pitching coach going to take time and come out and talk to Herrera. We mentioned Herrera he's walked 10 in 30 innings, but he's also struck out 24. His strikeout to walk ratio is really good. Didn't expect Herrera to have command issues, but he's walked two batters. Walked a batter and gave up the infield single, and now he's behind in this count, 3-0 to Gavin Jacobs. Northwestern Oklahoma wearing black jerseys with red numbers, so it's kind of hard to be able to tell who that is down in the bullpen warming up. looks like it starts with a 2, so it could be Kyle Holzer, 29, not 100% sure. We might find out if Herrera can't find the zone. The 3-0 pitch is catches the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Big pitch there for Herrera to get a strike and not have a 4-pitch walk to bring home a run. Gavin Jacobs trying to add to this Ouachita lead. The 3-1 pitch, ground ball, gets stopped. Nice play at third base by Colby Grace. He fielded it going towards the second base bag, spun around and made an accurate throw home to get McWilliams on the 5-2 put out for the second out of the inning. That was just a fantastic play by Colby Grace. So Jacobs reaches on the fielder's choice. Gathright is at third, Joseph Bolin at second, and now with 2 outs on the board, Herrera has a chance to get out of this one after only giving up 1 run. Joseph Bolin at second. Isaac now swings and misses at a breaking ball. Not quite 133 miles an hour. That would be something. The 0-1 pitch. Fouls that one out of play. The count is 0-2. If I'm Eli Herrera, I'm clipping this and showing people how fast I'm throwing. The 0-2 pitch. Ooh. Catcher Gordon was set up outside. Herrera threw that one right down the middle, but it was just a bit too high. Not sure if it was high or if it just kind of fooled the umpire and the catcher, but regardless, now gets another chance at it. The 1-2 now fouls that one down the first base line. See if there is enough room, and there is enough room. I can't see, but that was a catch, and it not made by the first baseman. It looked like the first baseman, Connor Green, had to reach over the brick wall that is between the field of play and the indoor hitting facility right down there by Malik Relaford, our camera operator. He's a linebacker, but he's not going to hit anybody when he's running a camera. He's just glad the ball and Green didn't hit him. It looked like Green got his glove on it, but then when he made contact with the wall, it fell out. He's looking at his left forearm, so he must have bumped into that wall. Here we back are at 1-2. A high fly ball into center field. Sayre drifts to his left and makes the catch, and that is a win for Herrera as he only gives up 1 run, and the Tigers had the bases loaded and looked to get a lot more there but could not. They do get 1, however. They get the 1 back that Northwestern got in the 5th. After 5 complete, Ouachita 5, Northwestern Oklahoma State 3. Back to Rab Rogers after this timeout.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckle tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
At Capital Technology Group, we make your technology our priority. There are so many threats to IT these days, and we're here to help protect your data and devices. We're also by your side when things simply go wrong, whether it's servers crashing or printers breaking. We cover it all for our clients in all types of businesses. And with over 80 years of history in Arkansas, you can trust Capital Technology Group to be your business technology partner. Sign up for a free consultation at captg.com.
Tag Payco comes out for his first full inning of work after coming in relief of Kaiser Smith in the 5th. Payco comes to the mound with a 2-run lead. Expect they'll try to get Payco to go as long as he can. There are a couple of pitchers loosening, not throwing yet, just loosening their arms in the bullpen. Tag Payco, 16th appearance, 4-3 record. 30 1/3 innings. The ERA on
Schaefer.
our graphics is just a little bit lower than his normal one, but he's going to try to lower it down to 1.45. First batter he sees is Colby Grace. Grace is 0 for 3 in the game. Flew out to left field in the second, struck out in the fourth and the fifth. He leads off here in the top of the sixth with the Tigers leading 5-3. Said Grace, Mitch Schaefer. Colby Grace struck out to end the fifth. This is Harley Schaefer, my apologies. Flew out to center field in the second, had a single and was stranded in the fourth, and the count is now 2-2 to the Northwestern Oklahoma State shortstop. Made a great play in the bottom of the fifth, just not enough time to get the runner. Big swing and a miss. On that one, comes in at 88 from Tag Paco.
Center fielder Trevor Sayre.
Batteries in our radar gun and had some issues, and that's why it came up at 133. Drake, I think if I get pulled over by a police officer saying that I was going too fast, I think your batteries might have just died in your gun. Yeah, don't think it would work. Worth a shot though. My trailer says it would work. The guys down in the trailer said it might work. She said that as if she's tried it before. That is a shot, and I talked about not many home runs today, but there is one, a home run from the 9-hole hitter, Trevor Sayre. He got that one up, and it didn't matter what kind of wind we had today. Of course, if you look out now, the flag is standing or limp on the pole, but now Trevor Sayre took advantage of a dead spot in the wind, and Sayre gets the 53rd home run of the season for Northwestern, but his first. Well, the first home run for Trevor Sayre makes it 4 out of the 6 innings that Northwestern Oklahoma State has scored a run. They have 1 run in each of those innings. That is a pop fly in the infield. Jacobs calls off the pitcher. Paco called ball at the last minute. Paco, because he is 6'4", reached over the back of Jacobs and made the catch for the second out of the inning. And now to bring up Carson Wright. Wright had an infield single and scored in the fifth. Paco's breaking ball catches too much of the outside part of the area, and that is a big swing and a miss. That one came in a little bit hotter. The 1-1 swing and a miss. Paco trying to get out of this inning. The 1-2 swing and a miss. It's in the dirt. Gavin Jacobs fields it. Nice throw down to Cassidy at first. And Tag Paco gets out of the inning on the 2-3 put out after the strikeouts. But Northwestern Oklahoma State uses the big ball from Trevor Sayre. Easy for me to say. His first of the season. The Rangers 53rd. They get 1 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, 1 in the sixth. The Tigers lead 5-4. They'll try to add to that lead in the bottom of the sixth after we come back on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
It's an ordinary day. Stephanie's driving home from school, like she does every day. Since she's almost home, she takes a quick glance at her phone, like she does every day. She arrives safely, like she does every day. It's another ordinary day. But then, something out of the ordinary happens. Distracted driving kills.
Food isn't just fuel to live, it's fuel to grow. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. When people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger, and together we can open endless possibilities for people to thrive. Visit feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Bottom of the 6th inning for the Tigers. It'll be 2-3-4. Wesley Scott, Kendall Cassidy, Garrett Graham scheduled to bat against Elias Herrera. Elias Herrera came in relief last inning. Walked a run in, actually walked to load the bases, gave up an RBI single to Joseph Boland, was able to get outs on the next two batters to hold Ouachita to 1 run in the inning. 1 run for the Rangers in the 1st, 4th, 5th, and 6th. 3 runs for the Tigers in the 1st, and then they scored a run in each of the 3rd and the 5th, and that's where we are now. Big swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch from Herrera. Scott bats from the left side, facing the righty. The 1-1 pitch, that was outside. 4-2. Two 2-1 pitch fouled back to the backstop. Scott tried to go the other way with that one. Lots of room between center field and left field for a line drive to get down. This outfield seems to be playing shallower than what we see most of the time. Scott pops that one up just off of the infield dirt. Harley Schaefer camps out under it and makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Kendall Cassidy to the plate, 0 for 2 with a walk. Walked and scored in the first. You can hear the strike call from the home plate umpire there. Cassidy with a high fly ball to center field. Sayre's not going to be able to catch it, and neither is the park. That is a home run. Gone. Kendall Cassidy gets it up in the air. Gets that one in the jet stream. Takes it over the left center field wall. Gives a nod to his pitching compadres out in the bullpen. And he gets the Tigers run back that they gave up in the top of the sixth inning on the long ball. Kendall Cassidy with the long ball for the Tigers. That is Cassidy's first of the season. So Sayre in the top of the inning gets his first. Cassidy in the bottom gets his first, and we are back to a 2-run advantage for the Tigers. That one caught me off guard and saw Sayre taking off sprinting, dropped his right foot and ran to the left center field wall, and he ran out of real estate. 1-0 pitch to Graham, and Cassidy went the other way with that one. So talked about the wind, but the batters have found a wind tunnel there in the left center field gap. The 1-1 pitch. This is upstairs and maybe out a hair. The count is 2-1. It's the 5th home run that Herrera has given up this year. Graham fouls that one down the first base line. They'll give chase, but it catches the dugout rooftop. And Graham will stand in there again. Mentioned Cassidy pointing to his compadres in the bullpen. He does pitch some as well. He got the midweek start against UAM. The 2-2 pitch to Graham. That's a shot through the right side, a base hit to right field. They're going to try. Thought the right fielder was going to come up and try to. Dylan Bradford thought he was going to try to shoot that one to first base to try to see if he could get a Little League 9-3 put out, but they are playing shallow, but not that shallow. So a 2-out single from Garrett Graham. The Tigers, a 1-out single from Garrett Graham. Tigers trying to put something together. That could be in the gap. Sayre makes a nice attempt at it. A nice diving catch from Trevor Sayre, who was playing shading Jackson Jester to the left field of straight up center field. Jester pulled that one and just got up in the air a little bit too much, and Sayre covered a lot of ground and made a diving catch. Had the left hand arm and glove outstretched, made the diving catch for the second out of the inning. If he does not make that catch, that gets to the wall. Would have been extra bases, and Garrett Graham would have had a decision to make by looking at Coach Bo Burson to see if he would have been rounding third and trying to score on that one. But it's null and void because Sayre made a tremendous catch. Put an exclamation point in that one in the book. 0-1 count to McWilliams. It's a delayed steal. Second baseman did not cover, and Garrett Graham is in scoring positions. Delayed steal. Gordon didn't quite see it. Second baseman for Northwestern Oklahoma State, Hagan Barcelo, definitely didn't see it, and Garrett Graham gets a stolen base. The count is 0-2 to McWilliams. Shoot it through the right side, and you might have an RBI. That gets away. Oh, couldn't get the read on that one. Gordon let that one get through the wickets. Graham just didn't get a good read on it. Probably could have advanced to third, but still in scoring position for McWilliams. McWilliams had a single to left field. His last at bat holds up. They're going to appeal down, but he did check his swing, and the count is even at 2-2. So, Tigers got one back. They'd like to get greedy. If McWilliams can put this one in the outfield and give Graham a chance, he'd be off on contact with 2 outs. The 2-2 pitch fouled out of play. The 2-2 fouled back to the net. The 2-2 pitch. Reese McWilliams, high fly ball into right field. Drift over and makes the catch. That's Dylan Bradford. And the side is retired, but the Tigers answer a solo home run in the top of the 6th with one of their own. That was from Kendall Cassidy. Gets the Tigers back to a 2-run lead. Back for the 7th inning after this timeout on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
In the number 2 position on our top 30 countdown this week, here's In Your Hands. Hey, are you trying to kill us both?
What?
Are you aware that on average there are almost 10 texting and driving deaths each day?
No, that's awful.
Yeah, it is awful, so don't do it. The text can wait.
Thanks.
Anytime. And now...
Remember, the text can wait.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Through 6 innings at Rab Rogers Field, 4 runs on 7 hits, 1 error for Northwestern. Ouachita, 6 runs on 10 hits. Tigers have also committed 1 error. We go to the top of the 7th. Tag Paco still on the mound for the Tigers. A couple of pitchers sitting on the bench in the bullpen for Ouachita. Nobody throwing. Doesn't look like there's anybody in the Northwestern Oklahoma State bullpen. For the Rangers, it'll be 3, 4, 5 in the order in the 7th inning. Connor Green, Chad Green, Chase Gordon. Connor Green had a double down the left field line for his first hit of the day in the 5th inning. That was his first hit of the weekend. This will be his first time to see Tag Paco. First pitch misses low, 4-1. Try to see if we can't bring in Chase Oberly of the Tigers from the dugout here in a little bit. Chase was the starter yesterday. The 2-0 pitch from Paco, high and inside for ball 3. So 3 balls, no strikes to Connor Green, 3-hole batter leading off here in the top of the 7th. The 3-0 pitch catches the low of the zone for strike 1. The 3-1 pitch misses for ball 4, so it's a leadoff walk issued to Connor Green. Chad Green, brother, comes up to bat now. Chad Green singled and was stranded in the 4th, was hit by a pitch, in the 1st, was hit by a pitch in the 4th and scored, and he walked and stranded in the 5th. Fouls that one out of play, big cut. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. And Paco is ahead in the count 1-2. The 1-2 pitch misses low for ball 2. Taken on the inside corner for called strike 3. That's a big pitch from Tag Paco. Green knew it as soon as it went by. I think Paco fooled him possibly with the location on that one. Big strikeout for Paco. Chase Gordon comes to the plate. 1 for 1 with 2 walks. He's reached every time he's been to the plate today. A little adjustment for pitchers going from the Green brothers to Gordon. Connor Green listed at 6'4". Chad Green listed at 6'3". Chase Gordon listed at 5'5". Adjustment in the strike zone. 1-1 the count now as Gordon fouls that one out of play down the left field line. Paco's 1-1 fouled by the Ouachita dugout. Bounces back to the circle. The 1-2 pitch also fouled back to the backstop. I believe we're going to be joined now by yesterday's starting pitcher, Chase Oberly. Chase, are you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out the count to Gordon. Ground ball to Scott. 6-4 to 3. Not in time. You hear the dugout, the Ouachita dugout wanted that one. Chase, thanks for joining us. First of all, we'll talk about yesterday, but what about one of your fellow pitchers there, Cassidy, going yard? I guess you work on that in pitcher batting practice every day, right?
Yeah, that was a good swing.
Yeah, good swing going the opposite way. There, let's talk about your outing yesterday. Talk about what you felt like, what you had, and then what the importance of coming and getting a win in the first game of a series.
I mean, I think on the fastball early and throwing the break and stuff off of it. That was working really well for me, and I think winning game 1 was very big for us. Give this team some confidence in the back half of the season.
This is the next to last weekend of conference play as we're visiting with Chase Oberly. Ground ball to Wesley Scott. The throw across the diamond, he made a play, and the Tigers get out of the inning and preserve that 6-4 lead. Chase, I'm gonna get you to come stand out in front of the dugout here between innings if you can hear me. There we go. That'll help out with our static. We do get a sense of the wind, though.
Yes,
what is it like to pitch in this wind? I know last year we liked it when the wind was blowing out. Now we want it to blow in. What is it like pitching with this wind? I guess it's nothing what you had in it's in the 60 mile an hour at Southern Mass,
yeah,
but
that's crazy.
Pitchers kind of have to like this too.
I do, yeah. I mean, I feel like I gave up a couple barrels yesterday that just kind of held up in the wind and turned into routine fly balls.
You know, this is a team that the pitching staff, especially the conference starters, have really helped. That's why one of the biggest reasons you're 16-12. The offense has done what it needs to do to get enough runs on the board. What mentality does Coach Brown, the pitching coach, have with you guys to try to make pitches that you know you need to make?
I mean, our big thing as a staff is going 1-0 every pitch. After that pitch, it's on to the next one and just executing one at a time. So that's kind of our philosophy, and we want to win every pitch.
And then when you have a defense that makes plays, like I heard you tell Wes to make a play, when you have defense back there that does make plays, that has to help the mentality as well.
Oh yeah, big time. I mean, knowing that a defense has the capability of going out there and making a play for you all the time it's a huge confidence boost for the pitcher and makes you want to fill up the zone and let them work a little bit.
I was talking to Coach Howard this week. He said we had to have a good practice Monday. Last weekend wasn't the outcome the team wanted. Southwestern Oklahoma gets the series win. What was the mentality coming into this week?
Just going 1-0. I mean, that's what we preach. It's in here on our dugout. Coach Howard says it every single day, so that's what we have to do every day to compete.
Well, you went 1-0 yesterday. You're trying to go 1-0 today, so you can go 1-0 later this afternoon.
Exactly.
Chase, thanks for joining us. Congrats on another good outing. Proud of your season this year.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. That was Chase Oberly, yesterday's starter. Austin Gathright starts the bottom of the 7th with a bunt. The throw was down the line towards home plate. But a nice job at first base by Connor Green to shift his feet, make the catch, stay out of the way of the runner, and get the foot on the bag. You could hear in that interview the wind in that microphone whipping and blowing. We can't really feel it up here, obviously, in the press box. We're inside, and we're also in the shade, which is a bonus. But you could hear the wind in that interview with Chase Oberly really, really picking up. And now the wind definitely is blowing in. It's kind of swirling. 5 seconds ago, it was blowing from left to right field. Then it shifted in, and now the flag is blowing towards left field again. So it's a swirling wind today. Joseph Bolin to the dish for the Tigers. He's in the hole 0-2 after the Gathright out on the 1-3 put out on the bunt. Bolin, the 8-hole hitter, takes the 0-2 pitch upstairs for ball 1. Gavin Jacobs on deck. If either reach, Isaac now will bat the top of the order here as we in the bottom of the 7th inning. Big game between these two teams who are hovering in the same spot. Bolin gives that one a ride. Sayre drops his right foot, runs back, camps out under it, and makes the catch for the second out of the inning. Trevor Sayre having a tremendous game in center field, as is the Ouachita center field. They've both been busy. Gavin Jacobs bats with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Talked about this big game. This is a big series. Ouachita came in yesterday 15-12. Northwestern Oklahoma State was 14-13. They were a game apart. Big swing and a miss from Jacobs. Ouachita's win put 2 games between them, and if you take a look at the GAC standings as we showed you at the beginning of the broadcast, Ouachita in 6th place. As Jacobs flies that one to Bradford in right field, he makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. So Herrera puts the Tigers bottom 3rd of the order out 1-2-3 in the 7th. We'll be back for the top of the 8th inning. After this timeout, the Tigers holding on to a 2-run lead. They'll try to do more of that when we come back to Rab Rogers Field after this timeout.
NCAA athletes don't just compete, they make history. Representing our nation with pride and excellence, they bring home the hardware. Our college campuses serve as training grounds for the next generation of stars. Catch tomorrow's Olympians and Paralympians on the NCAA Championship stage today.
At the time, I just wasn't thinking. I used social media to vent. I wish I would have thought about the effects of scaring people. I didn't mean for that to happen. People took it as a terrorist threat. The university got shut down. I got arrested by the FBI. And now, I don't know what my future looks like. I search my name on the web almost every day and look at the stuff. It's not going away. Think before you post.
Start the 8th inning. We have a defensive substitution for the Tigers. Freshman Cade Bowman moves to right field, replacing Gavin Jacobs in the lineup. Joseph Bolin moves from right field to catcher. So, Bolin from right field to catch Tag Paco. Cade Bowman into right field, and he'll replace Gavin Jacobs in the Ouachita lineup.
Batting for the Rangers, 3rd baseman Colby Grace.
Colby Grace leads things off for the Rangers. Here in the 8th inning. Paco with velocity on that one at 89. Still having some calibration issues with our radar, so we I'll tie into the team's radar gun up here in the booth and let you know what pitches are looking at. Take some off of that one, and Grace fouled that one down the left field line. That would have been extra bases. Chase Oberly hops out of the dugout to retrieve that one. Thanks to Chase for joining us last half inning. The 0-2 pitch. It's a foul ball. I think Coach Bowen down at 3rd base was trying to get Grace to at least try to get a hit batter out of that one. The 0-2 misses just outside. That was a good spot, an 0-2 pitch, trying to get Grace going for that one outside. So now the count is 1-2. This is upstairs, so the count is even now at 2-2. Beautiful day at Rab Rogers Field. Had a few clouds hovering over. I think those who are outside in the sun all afternoon wouldn't mind a couple of clouds as long as they or empty ones. The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Strike 3. Came in at just under 80, and that breaking ball is the second strikeout in the last 2 innings. Payco, and I believe now with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strikeouts, 4 of those swinging, maybe 6. That fastball was a little bit short and caught the home plate umpire in the mask. So Joseph Boland's going to go out and talk to Tag Payco. Yeah, 6 strikeouts now for Payco. Getting up 2 hits, 1 run. That was the home run from Trevor Sayre, who is on deck. The 1-0 upstairs are going to appeal down to the third base umpire, but I agree with the umpire. Schaefer did check his swing, so now the count is 2-0. 2-0 pitch, same spot, same result, 3-0. So Payco after getting 1 out on the strikeout is behind in the second batter, 3-0, and that one is a called strike. The fastball at 90 on the team radar that we have a monitor up here in the broadcast booth. Fouls that one out of play. So just like that, Payco is 1 pitch from a strikeout, 1 pitch from a walk, 1 pitch from a lot of stuff. Fouled out of play. Defensive swing there from Harley Schaefer. Schaefer batting .230 on the season coming into today's game. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And Tag Payco bounces back from a 3-0 count to record the second strikeout of the inning. Payco now with 7 strikeouts in 3 2/3 innings. Actually, yeah, 3 2/3. Swing and a miss from Sayre. Started the breaking ball over the middle of the plate, broke away. The 0-1 pitch outside. You could tell Tag was feeling a little bit, kind of got a little hurried in that delivery. Released it a little late, and it was low and outside. So now the count is 1-1. Boland sets up low and away. Comes high and in, and Sayre thought it was a beach ball. Couldn't lay off of the high heat, and he gave Tag Payco 1 there. Payco ahead in the count 1-2. Tries to get Sayre to go outside with that one. Nice block by Boland. Boland in his first inning at catcher. He started the game in right field. Cade Bowman now in right. Boland in the catcher position. The 2-2. They're going to appeal. They're not even needing an appeal. They're going to say Trevor Sayre went. Joseph Boland scooped it out of the dirt, tagged Sayre, and Tag Payco strikes out the side, and he has 8 now. So the Tigers lead 6-4. They'll try to add some insurance runs in the bottom of the 8th before they try to come close it out in the 9th. Bottom of the 8th coming up on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Bottom of the 8th inning. Tigers trying to get some insurance. They lead 6-4. Isaac now to the top of the order. It's the top of the order for in the bottom of the 8th for the Tigers. It'll be the top of the order for the Rangers in the 9th. Isaac Nowell faces Herrera, Elias Herrera, who came in and has done a fantastic job in relief for the Rangers. Now first pitch swinging. Bradford comes in and drops the ball. He did have a long way to run, and I don't know if he got a bad read off the bat, but he was running pretty fast, and a lot of times when you start running fast, your eyes start bouncing and the ball does the same. And it looks like that was the case for Bradford in right field. Just couldn't keep the eyes steady, and that ball started bouncing and tried to make the catch at his chest. Got the error. It does go down as an error. So now reaches on the E7. Ooh, wow. Wesley Scott. That's called a strike. Scott's in the hole 0-1. I go to the same spot if I'm Herrera also. Didn't get the call on that one. The count is 1-1. Now with a short lead at first, they're going to throw back over. Dives back in without a tag. See Herrera looking over. Not a huge lead from now by any means. Could probably could get a couple more. See if he does. He does stay in his same spot, secondary. And now Scott gets a strike called him on the outside part of the plate. It's tough to have one called that far in and catch the outside corner. Makes you really have to protect here. You don't know what it's going to be. The 1-2 pitch inside for ball 2. They come back inside with the breaking ball. It evens up the count at 2-2. Will Herrera seen a steady diet of breaking balls to Scott. If you hang one, he can bang it. See where they go here. The catcher is setting up low. Scott gets enough of it to stay alive. Nobody out, 2-2. Scott swings and misses, got a piece of it, but Gordon did hold on to the ball for the strikeout. That'll bring up Kendall Cassidy, who homered in his last at bat. Position player today. Started the midweek game on the mound Tuesday. Big cut. Swing and a miss. Nice placement by Herrera. Sayre is still playing shallow in center field. Wind is blowing the flag straight in from center, I believe. The 0-1 pitch. Checked his swing. They're going to have to appeal to the. Yeah, that's the problem with the umpire placement with a three-man crew. You got the first base umpire. The other umpire is playing or standing to the first base side of second base, and they appealed to him, and he kind of said, I can't do anything with that. So he called him safe. The runner goes. They call another strike on the inside corner. Cassidy turned away from it. The base is stolen by Nowell. It's the third stolen base by now of the season. It's 3 for 5 now. So with runner on second base and 1 out, Cassidy will have to put something in play, try to get an insurance run for the Tigers, and that is too far outside. Again, a nice pitch by Herrera, trying to get Cassidy to go after it. A base hit and an insurance run here for the Tigers would be huge. The 2-2 pitch, Cassidy shot into right center field. It gets nice diving catch by Bradford. A little bit better read on that one, made up for the error earlier in the inning. So the outfield for Northwestern Oklahoma State has saved the Rangers some runs. Definitely on that play, possibly on Sayre's diving catch 2 innings ago. Dylan Bradford with a nice diving attempt coming right at a ball, the sinking line drive from Cassidy. And so now there's 2 outs. Brad Clark really likes that breaking ball on the inside corner to batters. If that ball had gotten down, now definitely would have scored. Cassidy would have been at second, possibly third. The 0-1 pitch is way outside for ball 1. One count. Graham holds up on that breaking ball that got away from Herrera. So the count is now 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Tigers trying to add some insurance before we assume might be Payco. We'd also see Luke House down there warming up. Come out and close this one out. The 2-1 pitch. Graham, a high fly ball to deep left field. Does it have enough? It does! Talk about insurance. Garrett Graham gives the Tigers some insurance. It's a 2-run bomb to left field, and the Tigers lead 8-4. Graham drives home Isaac Nowell, and his home run, his 7th of the season, ties Isaac Nowell with a team lead of 7. And that doubles the lead for Ouachita. Garrett Graham turned on that one, and it was a no-doubter off the bat. Jester, shot to left center field. Trevor Sayre to the warning track and makes the catch right at the first, right where the warning track begins. And Jackson Jester flies out to center field for the 3rd time today, and that's the 3rd out of the inning. But the Tigers do get 2 runs on a 2-run homer from Garrett Graham, and they go to the top of the 9th inning with a 4-run lead. Tag Payco back to try to finish this one out when we come back on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network presented by Taylor King Law. There you get a good look at Tag Payco coming out to try to close this one out. The Tigers lead by 4, 8-4 as the wind picks up, thanks to a 2-run homer from Garrett Graham in the bottom of the 8th. Payco has a chance to pick up a win in this one. Kaiser Smith, the starter, went 4 1/3. Pecco has pitched the rest, and that wind has really picked up and coming in our broadcast booth now. It'll be 1, 2, 3. Dylan Bradford, Carson Wright, Connor Green for the Rangers. They've got to have 4 to send this one to the bottom of the 9th. Tag Pecco with 8 strikeouts. 56 pitches for Pecco, who came in relief in the 5th inning. The 0-1, outside, ball 1. Pecco struck out the side in the 8th. The 1-1, a ground ball, just a seeing eye single that just where the Tigers weren't. That is Bradford's second hit of the day.
Carson Wright
had a single to left field in the 1st, a single to right field in the 9th. 2 for 5 on the day for Bradford. Right, ground ball, Taylor made 6 to 4 to 3. Reese McWilliams gets the double play, had a little double clutch and kind of bobbled it coming out of his glove with a turn at second, but he did a nice job of maintaining composure. Nice strong throw to Kendall Cassidy at first, and it's a twin killer and 2 outs on the board for the Tigers and Tag Pecco. So 1 out to left. Big swing and a miss from Connor Green. The Tigers looking to win the series with 1 more out before Northwestern Oklahoma State scores 4 runs. Big open stance from Connor Green. The 0-1 pitch fouled back to the net. Takes a little paint off the pole up there. And Pecco working quickly, feeling it. He's ahead in the count 0-2. The bullpen senses it. They're ready to open the gate. They open the gate, but they got to shut it. Tag Pecco still working quickly. Already has his foot on the rubber. Green trying to slow things down a little bit. No balls, 2 strikes. Bullpen ready to come out. The 0-2 pitch. Nice job. Did he go? He did open the gate because Tag Pecco just closed the door on the Rangers in Game 2. Tag Pecco gets the win. The Tigers get the win 8-4, and Ouachita wins the series with the 8-4 win in Game 2. The Tigers win Game 2 8-4. Tag Pecco with the win. How about the line for Pecco on the mound? Let's try to pull up this one. Tag Pecco. So Tag Pecco faced 17 batters, 4 2/3 innings pitched, 1 run, that was a home run from Sayre, 3 hits, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts in the win for Tag Pecco. Tremendous job by the Tigers. They got a couple of insurance runs on the 2-run homer from Garrett Graham in the 8th. Pecco closes it out in the 9th. Got the 6-4-3 double play. Scott to McWilliams to Cassidy. Then the check swing was not checked enough, and the Tigers get the win 8-4. So the Tigers move to 17-12. The Tigers move to 16-12 in conference, 17-12 in conference play. We're going to stick around and hear from head coach Luke Howard here in a second after he finishes talking to the team. They're in the dugout. So Leverett getting ready to give the microphone to Coach Howard. Priscilla Leverett is giving the microphone to Coach Howard, a victorious Luke Howard, as the team comes out and prepares the field for Game 2. The Tigers win 8-4, 4 2/3 inning of relief from Tag Payco, and the Tigers win the series over Northwestern Oklahoma State. 4-3 yesterday in Game 1, 8-4 here in Game 1 on Saturday. Coach Howard is being attacked by the the warning track dirt because it's a little bit windy out there. Coach Howard, you're with us now. Sorry about I put you right there in the warning track where that warning track just kind of had to come up and blow in your eyes, didn't it?
Yeah, it got me pretty good. That's why I got sunglasses. Should have them on.
That's right. Coach, congratulations. Big win. Talk about the effort from Tag Payco there coming in relief. We talked last night, and you said we've been in playoff mode for a while. Payco came out and pitched like he was in playoff mode. 4 2/3 innings, 9 strikeouts in the relief effort.
Yeah, Kaiser first. You know, Kaiser came out there after throwing. That heart was pumping yesterday when he came in out of the bullpen and got all fired up and had to sleep on it and get back in here and gave us 4+. And then Tag, I mean, you can't say enough about him. The guys behind him turning double plays, making the plays, and then the 2-out hitting. I mean, that's 2-out RBIs, big-time moments for guys, and here we got a chance to go for the sweep right here. You did have big clutch 2-out hits, especially you had the insurance runs. Garrett Graham gets the big ball. Kendall Cassidy gets the big ball in the inning. But we talked a lot about your hitting and your pitching, and hopefully this time of the year the hitting might be coming together and joining where the pitching has been. That's right. And, you know, that pitcher they started right there is one of the best in the conference and came in and just told these guys just get in there and go one pitch at a time, and if you get in a 2-strike count, try to foul some of them off and try to get in the bullpen. But we did a good job against him, and the guys are out here just fighting as hard as they possibly can. And, you know, this one right here is a big one. That was a big one. That's right. You'll be happy to know when we talked to Chase in the inning, I said, what's the mentality? He said, we want to go 1-0 every pitch and then 1-0 every game. I said, well, you went 1-0 yesterday. You can try to go 1-0 in Game 1 today. I know you'll try to go 1-0 in Game 2 here in about 30 minutes. Coach, congratulations. Good luck in Game 3. Thank you, guys. All right, head coach Luke Howard, a victorious Tiger head coach Luke Howard, as the Tigers win the series after winning Game 1 yesterday 4-3 and Game 1 of today's doubleheader 8-4. That'll wrap up this stream of Game 1 today. If you're probably about 25 or 30 minutes, hop on OSDN.live and get another stream of Ouachita baseball versus Northwestern Oklahoma State, Game 3 of the GAC series. We've got a ton of students who have stuck around on a Friday afternoon of Easter weekend, and I want to thank them. They'll be back in 25 minutes. We hope you join us as well as the Tigers go for the sweep. For the students of the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, I'm Chris Babb. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back in about 25 or 30 minutes, and as always, go Tigers.
Hi, everybody. This is John Fanta with Fox Sports and the Big East Digital Network.
Hi, this is Brad Sham, voice of the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm Nicole Auerbach.
Kevin Kugler of Westwood One.
Hi, everybody. It's Pete Pranica of the Memphis Grizzlies and Fox Sports Southeast.
Hi, this is Chuck Swirsky with the Chicago Bulls, our flagship station, 670 The Score.
This is Kyle Peterson with ESPN. This is Tom Hart at ESPN and the SEC Network. Thanks for tuning in to the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.